Hi there. Welcome to your first day on the job as an aquaculture technician for CLVR Trout Supply. Being an aquaculture tech is a very technical job. Today, we are going to show you a few tasks involved. You need to control elements such as water, feed, and oxygen for the trout. You also need to constantly move the trout to prevent crowding in the raceways. We have a lot of work to do today. Put on your PPE, boots, and gloves, and then we'll get started. We operate a flow-through farm combined with a net cage farm, which we will get into later. Fish culture in flow-through systems are intensive. Our fish are stocked in long, narrow ponds, and there is an abundance of water with continuous flow. Let's walk over to the aeration building now. This building is the heart of the flow-through aquaculture process. Natural water is supplied here through our deep wells underground, and it flows through at 3,000 liters per minute. Oxygen levels are increased, and nitrogen levels are decreased for the healthy farming of trout. Check the flow sensor now to ensure that the levels are correct. The sensor should be at 193 meters per second. It looks like all the levels are good. As a fish farmer, you need to control the elements. We need to ensure that levels are perfect. This is a great start to the morning. Let's walk over to the hatchery now. We supply trout for human consumption, and we supply fingerlings for our net cage operations. This is the hatchery. It takes about 10 days for the eggs to hatch. We have some eggs in an incubation tube. They are ready to be transferred to the sack fry troughs. Grab the incubation tube now. Good. Now hold it steady and carefully walk to the trough. Gently pour the eggs through the slotted screen, which is sitting in the trough. Most of the sack fry and eggs will be sitting on top of the slotted screen. Pick up the slotted screen and shake it slowly, kind of like you're panning for gold. The sack fry will all fall through into the trough. You'll be left with dead eggs and blanks sitting on the slotted screen. Remove the slotted screen from the water and dispose of the waste into the waste bin. Set the screen on the trough. Fantastic work! The sack fry will spend 2 weeks absorbing their yolk sac, and then they will swim to the surface looking for food. Let's head out to the general growing area for our next task. We just transferred roughly 25,000 fingerlings into the general growing area. The fingerlings will grow to 6 inches, and then they will be transferred to our net cages. Fingerlings will also be raised to human consumption size in this area. Grab your PPE, waterproof chest waders, and gloves, and put them on. Let's walk over to Raceway 6. The trout have been growing here for several months, and the raceway is getting crowded. We use grater bars to separate the trout according to their size. we are going to split the Raceway. Grab the 1.5-inch grater bar and place it in the Raceway. Place the grater bar in the water. The smaller trout will swim through the grater bars and the larger trout will be left behind. This helps to prevent crowding and ensures that the stock is comfortable and properly fed. The larger trout will grow for 3 more weeks before they ship out. The trout in this section will continue to eat and grow for 2 months. Remove your hip waders and gloves and set them on the supply bench. Let's head over to our net cage operations. Use your watch to teleport now. This is our net cage operation. We have 6 cages here and we are in our second cycle. The fingerlings will be transported to us tomorrow, so we need to use the ROV to inspect the condition of our nets, mooring lines, and anchors. Go over to the supply shed, grab the remote and the ROV. That's it. Bring it over to the docks and turn it on. Then, place the ROV into the water. Now, pick up the remote and turn it on. Use the remote to move the ROV as close to the net structure without touching it. Use the monitor to look for holes or damage to the net structure. Good. You found a damaged area. Seagulls, cormorants, and otters damage the net by putting holes into it when they are trying to eat the fingerlings. We need to find all damages to the net so we can repair them later. Make a note of the GPS location for now. The ROV is programmed to cover the surface area of the net cage. As you see potential problems, press OK on the remote. That's another frayed line. Let's get it marked for repair. Good work. There is some fraying to the net. Mark that location as well on your GPS. Preventative maintenance will ensure that damage doesn't become a hole. That's a small hole, but large enough for fingerlings to swim through. Excellent work. Yeah, we definitely need to patch up the hole. Mark them on the GPS. Good work. You marked 6 potential problems with the GPS. Pull the ROV out of the water now and place it on the outside of this net cage. Now that you have inspected the net cage, we are going to check on the mooring lines and anchors. Use your remote and monitor to follow each line to the bottom until you reach the anchor. There are 4 mooring lines to complete this task. Good work. You located some damage on the cover. That's a fraying line. Unfortunately, that's a result of not taking proper action when the line first starts showing damage. I'll talk to the dock crew about this damage. This line is showing some rust damage, which can eventually lead to rope-to-rust contact and jeopardize the rope capacity. This broken part is going to become a big hole. The core can still handle 50% of the brake load, but since the cover is broken, there is nothing to hold on to. We will get a diver down here to replace that. Alright, you located some areas in need of immediate repair. The GPS locations make the diver's job much easier. Our last job is to monitor the stock. Grab the ROV out of the water and take it to net cage 6. This cage is full of larger trout. We will lower the feeder as you lower the ROV. Do that now, and then we will release the feed. Look for unhealthy stock, and keep track of how many you locate. Signs of unhealthy fish are loss of appetite, loss of balance, erratic swimming, staying near the surface for air, and fins that are clamped close to the body. That one doesn't look like it's been eating. Excellent. This one's balance is off. It's unhealthy too. Good work. There are a couple dozen trout that are hanging out at the surface. Good catch. This one has fins that are clamped close to the body, and it looks like it hasn't been eating. Here's one that is demonstrating erratic swimming behaviors. It's sick as well. The divers will collect the sick fish, and we will inspect them for the presence of pathogens. Fish lice, anchorworm, and white spot disease need to be ruled out. Good work. Remove the ROV from the water and return it to the tool shed. Excellent work today. You monitored oxygen and nitrogen levels. You sifted and measured eggs, and then placed them into the incubator. You transported fingerlings from the hatchery to the general growing area. You split the Raceway with a grater bar, and you worked in ROV to inspect the net cage structure, mooring lines, anchors, and you monitored the health of the trout. I hope you enjoyed it.